All right. Well, we can go ahead and get started. And then from there, if anybody has any questions once I get started, or if anybody joins a little later on, you're more than welcome to ask any questions in the chat room or just unmute yourself. You can go ahead and interrupt me at any point. It's fine. I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys might have. So, um, welcome to Streaming 102. I did a presentation last year on just the basics of Twitch and the importance and how cool it really is of developing a Twitch and how meaningful it is for esports. This year, we're going to go a little bit more in depth as far as once you have your Twitch stream and are set up on Twitch, how can you actually build a Twitch following and grow your Twitch channel just in general. So we'll go ahead and get started. Just to introduce myself, my name is Noah Conaway. I am the esports advisor over at Paloma Valley High School in Menifee, California. District-wise, I'm from Paris Union High School District. Just a little bit about me and my gaming experience. Just about me and my experience in general is I actually came to Paloma. I graduated in 2013, returned back here as a teacher in 2019, took over esports last year in the middle of COVID, which was a fun experience, and we've just been taking off ever since. So I was a gamer. I've been a gamer my entire life. Mainly, I've played Call of Duty and Smash Brothers and Pokemon. Those are my games growing up. Mainly Pokemon. I still play Pokemon. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl is coming out, so I'm going to be playing that too real soon. Call of Duty, the new Vanguard drops tonight. I'm going to have to pre-install that on my PC later tonight. So but besides that, I'm a gamer just like the kids. They've taught me how to play Rocket League and Overwatch. Valorant is a little difficult, but other than that, it's yeah. Other than those games, everything else I just let the kids do their own thing on those. As far as our experience with RCOE, I do have to brag a little bit. We have won the Rocket League tournament 3 times, 2 last year. We won the most recent Rocket League tournament, and we are the reigning Smash Brothers Crew Battle team as well. So we're looking for good challengers, so feel free to bring it whenever you guys get the chance. We'd love to face you guys, or even just a scrimmage. If you guys want a scrimmage or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me, and my kids would love to be able to do that. So we'll jump right into just talking about streaming real quick. As far as streaming goes, you guys probably have seen this before. I know in the keynote speech, in the opening speech, that we saw this as well. I refer back to this all the time. The main thing with streaming is that it is huge part of that green circle with content creators. Almost all professional Twitch or almost professional gamers have a Twitch chat side, and it's the way for us to actually show what we're doing in esports. It helps everybody see what these kids are doing, their skill level, and it basically is. It's like esports gets compared to sports all the time. This is the way of broadcasting a game to your audience. It's a really good way for people to see it. And there's also just different aspects to esports that are all revolve around streaming. So like shoutcasting. I know a lot of kids get recruited just for shoutcasting, just being announcers for the esports things and stuff like that. That's something that takes a little bit of time and development to get to. We're still working on it, but once you get there, it makes the stream just a whole lot better and a whole lot more enjoyable for the viewers and everything like that. So, and then there's other aspects as well. Clipping from Twitch is a very great tool to like have highlights, just like how football has Huddle, where they clip their specific play that they did really good on. Clipping from Twitch also helps as well, so that they can see exactly what's going on and what plays or what moves they did to actually win the match or something like that. So I'm just going to go into a couple of things. I'm going to start with like just pre-stream, like before you guys have a big stream or before you have a stream that you are going to put out there. The first thing you got to do is obviously just promote your content. What I've been doing now that we're back on campus, thankfully, is we have morning announcements in the morning. So I'll send out just like a morning announcement, say, hey guys, our Rocket League team is playing in the finals of the Smash tournament today. Or sorry, that didn't make any sense. Our Rocket League team is playing in the championship for Riverside County tonight. Come check us out. We're playing against West Valley. And then I will also normally follow that up with like an email saying the same exact thing, because kids, let's be real, whenever they're listening to the announcements, half the time they're on their phones or they're still half asleep anyway. So if they see that email, they see Esports Rocket League, they're like, oh, what's this? That's interesting. They open it up, and then boom, you put that little link to your Twitch channel there, and then you're more likely to get those kids to just easily just click on that and be able to watch it from there. That's something that's helped as far as growing, especially during COVID. I leaned more towards that email side. I would send out that email and get a few responses back of just kids being like, hey, I didn't even know esports existed. Can I join the club? That's how we grew to over 200 kids. And then the other way is also just email it, say, hey, you guys want to follow us? Here's our Twitch. This is what's going on. And then they normally would show up. So the other way, yeah, we're at 200 kids and growing still. It's crazy each year. And I just had a kid today that just signed up as well. He just got transferred and was like, "Ooh, this sounds cool." Boom. And then he's like, "All right, we're here." Yeah. As far as the logistics go, yeah, I do whenever the kids sign up, I have a Google form that I have them fill out. And so I have the logistics. I have like, it's like a big form that they fill out, but it gives me like a breakdown of like grade level, like games they play, all that stuff. So I'd be glad to share that with you later if you would like. Another really cool way to just make any of your social media, including Twitch, accessible, we use a thing called Linktree. And so this link right here, if you used a cell phone, if you have an iPhone or something like that, and you scan the QR code that you see on the phone, it will actually open up in Safari. And once you have that Linktree open, it links you to, we have a merchandise store where you can buy these cool like polos. Actually, they took the polos off market, so this is limited edition. But like the jerseys that we wear, we have all stickers and everything and stuff like that. Our Twitch channels there, you can actually see the live Twitch channel. You can see our GoFundMe, Instagram, Twitter, our TikTok, YouTube, all of that stuff is all in that link tree. So all you really have to do is just send out that link tree, say, hey guys, give us a follow, check this out. These are our socials. And a bunch of people will be easily able to access all of that stuff, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's basically before. The other thing that you want to do is if you want to try to establish a streaming schedule. Now, the streaming schedule is really important because people actually know what games you're going to be playing during what specific time frame. So this is an example of our stream schedule last school year. Obviously, we were able to do a lot more because kids didn't have that much homework or they were getting it done throughout the day. And they were already at home, so they were able to stream a lot more. So, for example, we had League of Legends one day, we had Valorant the next, Overwatch, we had Rocket League, and then on Fridays we would normally do Among Us whenever that was a big game. Unfortunately, it's died down since then. But yeah, so those are all that's the schedule that we would stick to, and every single day would be a different streamer because kids really love the opportunity to stream. That's something that they really are interested in. It's their self affirmation. It's their chance to have that fame where the camera's on them and they're showing everybody what they love, and they just love that opportunity. So I will promise you, you will not have a lack of people that want to stream, but it's key to make sure that you pick the right streamers that aren't going to be throwing F-bombs every 5 seconds because they can't hit the ball in Rocket League. So you got to make sure to monitor it, make sure that you get the right kids. The ones that I pick, those are the ones that I've known for a long time, or they're seniors, or I know that they've proven to me that they're good kids, and I know that I can rely on them at all times. So that's our example of a stream schedule that you guys have. If you stick to it, then that means that the kids know, hey, I like watching Rocket League. Good news, I'm going to be able to watch it every single day at 3:30 to 4:30. They're going to have a match that day. Cool, I can watch and tune into that. and stuff like that. So, any questions up to this point or anything like that as far as what I'm
Says, do you own all of those outlets?
the outlets?
Like, do you own the handle? Who manages the accounts? I guess.
Oh, okay. So I have access to all of those. So like all of the social medias and everything like that. And then we also have a social media manager that we have as well. There's two kids actually that are in charge of all of our social medias. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. And then as far as Twitch goes, a few kids that like actually stream know the password, but it's two-factor authentication. So they have to message me. So I give them the final code because if they don't get that code, then they can't log in. So that's how I manage all that stuff. Good question. Yeah. Any other questions up to this point? Are we doing okay? All right. Cool. So let's talk about what to stream. Okay. So as far as streaming, the main ones that you're going to want to do is show your key matchups. Whenever you're playing against Vista Marietta, whenever you're playing against another school in your district, your rival school, any time that you are playing against a key match where you're playing against somebody that a lot of kids know at the school, you're going to get a lot of interest from it. I noticed that we were playing Rocket League and we were playing Vista Marietta. Normally, we're playing schools from like the East Coast because we're in HSEL and most of the schools are based off the East Coast. But once I put Vista Marietta in the title for our Twitch stream, a bunch of kids jumped into that stream because they're like, oh, it's Vista Marietta. They're right down the street. We know that school. Let's see how we are compared to them. And I'm hoping that's eventually where we're going to get to with esports, especially as RCOE grows and Riverside County grows with esports, that we get more of those neighborhood matchups and stuff like that. Menifee versus Marietta, Menifee versus Temecula, schools within Menifee battling each other to see how it goes. That's super helpful, and it also helps you guys grow, everybody grow and benefit from it. Another thing is, like I said, if you make playoffs or you make finals or you have something like that coming up, show those games. That's the main thing that you guys want to do whenever you're streaming it, so the team knows, hey, this is our record, this is how we're doing. Awesome. If you guys want to also give like a mid-season update, maybe your Rocket League is undefeated and you weren't expecting that. Hey, send in the morning announcements. Hey guys, our Rocket League is undefeated. We have a match against Heritage High School tomorrow. Come check us out on our Twitch stream. That will also help grow your Twitch feed and grow your following as you go. Also, whenever you put in high school there, even random viewers can also see like, huh, I recognize that school. Let's check this out. And then maybe you can build the following that way as well. Okay. The main thing that we did last year that grew us and got us to where we're at today, currently we're at over 600 followers on Twitch. It helps that we have like 3,000 kids on campus, so we can get that following. But the main thing we did last year to help grow us this much was host club events and school events on that Twitch channel. Whenever Among Us came out, it was a huge game. Every single person was playing it. And with me being at home where I had a little bit extra time, I was like, cool, I can actually plan an event to where we actually did like a teacher Among Us. It was fun to just listen to like all the other teachers and everybody play, try to figure out what the heck was going on because they were kind of like figuring it out. Some of us knew, some of us didn't. But it was all just fun. It was a really good time, and it was really this is a great experience for the kids, especially when like their science teacher killed their history teacher or something, and then they had to defend themselves. And just listening to that conversation and everything, it was amazing. I'm really looking forward to being able to do this again sometime soon. Jackbox, we did Jackbox games. Kind of have to be careful with those. You have to make sure your teachers are aware that they have to be of school appropriate on that. Kids obviously have to be school appropriate, but like teachers, sometimes you got to still emphasize with that. We did mainly like murder mystery trivia on Jackbox, where the teachers would just do like random trivia. And that was really fun. It was really fun to listen to them, and they have little mini games in there as well, which was really cool. And then The picture you guys see in the top right, we just did a general school trivia with our calculus teacher going up against our AP US history teacher. These are probably the two most well-known teachers on campus. And actually ASB came up to us and was like, hey, we're wanting to do this. Would it be possible if we streamed it on our Twitch channel? And as your Twitch grows, your clubs on campus are also going to be like, hey, I see you guys have this. How about we work together, collaborate, and then we do this together and do an awesome thing. So all we had to do was just design that thing at the very top. With the scores card and everything, we had to set up the stream. But basically, ASB had all the questions. They got in contact with the teachers. The girl in the picture right there at the bottom, she was actually not a part of esports. She was just a girl from ASB that organized the entire thing and hosted it. And it was actually really fun. And we got a lot of people that were interested in it. And it was a really good and exciting thing to watch. And it also helped grow our club even more because now ASB was interested in it. So people from there were joining. And it also helped just seeing clubs work together and everything like that. Because the main thing with esports is it's a giant community, and as you expand, you're going to get to more kids, and that's the cool thing about esports. So those are a couple of things. I feel like the club events and the school events are the main thing that helped us grow so much, because whenever we would have like the trivia game or the Jackbox or Among Us, we would always send out, hey guys, like this is what's going on. This is the time. Come watch it on Twitch. Follow us until you can keep an eye on everything. And so that really helped us grow a lot. That would be, I would say, the key thing that I would suggest as far as growing Twitch. Is by doing that. And then once you have those followers, they're going to get notifications each time saying, hey, they're streaming this now. Do you want to check it out? And then that's where you get that following and stuff like that. Anybody else have any cool ideas or anything like that as far as what you've hosted on Twitch or anything? I'm always love to listen and hear from the audience to see what you guys are doing. You can type it in chat or you can unmute, up to you. Console games, yes. What type of console games are we talking about here? Like Smash? Okay.
Armando, you're muted. Oh.
Thank you. I was trying to unmute and couldn't get my button to work. I know there's a lot of like similar to Among Us, where there's not a lot of like chat interaction,
Yes.
where it's just basically play the game. And based on what you're describing, I could see a scenario where you have kind of an everybody come and join this game. I know there's one that's on a console now where you actually play as a little guy and you maneuver through a maze. I can't remember the name of it right now for the life of me. And you have to get to the end of the map. But there's could be like a large amount of people playing. I think it's called Fall Guys.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so something like that. I just was curious if that was like something you've seen or had any experience with. Just kind of a get to know, just kind of an open community event, maybe either at a school or kind of a generalized open, hey, if you have a console at home and you want to play kind of a thing, or do you generally keep it to only school interactive events at the school?
No. So we've done it where it's open. So whenever Sebastian would stream on Fridays, he would do it where anybody that wants to join to play Among Us, just here's the code, join. The only thing with Among Us is it's kind of tricky because if they're watching the stream at the same time, like they have an advantage. But he would say like at the beginning, like, hey guys, like let's try to keep it like authentic. So if you get off the stream and you guys can play with us, where it's kind of like an open game type thing. We've also done it with like Rocket League. So like, hey, if you guys want to join, you can have the viewers join and play with them. I was actually thinking about possibly even doing like a Smash tournament type thing, or like an open arena where we just have an arena open. Whoever's watching the stream can join. They can challenge whoever they want. I was thinking as far as like school events, I'm decent at Smash, so I feel like I could beat the kids that are like, oh yeah, it's Mr. Conway, easy. I could get them. But like if it's like a good player, like any of the kids in esports, it might be a little tricky. But yeah, so console games, if you're streaming a console game, you're going to need, like for a Switch, you're going to need a graphics card, or not a graphics card, capture card. That's what I'm looking for. But if you have a capture card and you can stream those, you can always do it that way as well.
Okay, good. I just really like the idea of using, because we actually are looking at a tie-in between our after-school program and our esports that we're starting to try and get off the ground. So that would actually be a great selling point to kind of intermingle the programs, whereas after-school kids can kind of have the ability to help build this Twitch stream. So that was
Yeah,
a
definitely.
great call out. Thanks for that. That was great.
Yeah, no problem. Cool. All right. I think we're in the last couple of things, and this is just while you're streaming. So while you're streaming, you always want to try to engage your viewers. I always have like 2 or 3 kids that have the mod role on our Twitch stream so that they can keep an eye on if anything is going on in chat. I know whenever we first did the Twitch stream with like all of the Among Us in the very first time, there were kids that were spamming just Among Us characters in chat like 24/7. But you would have some kids that would just jump in there just to be trolls or something like that and type some weird stuff in there. But you can always make sure that those moderators, you can put up specific words and it'll say like, do you even want to allow this to pop up or not? And you can deny it. But as far as engaging your viewers, and we actually started doing this year with the Rocket League team, is you can just talk about just normal stuff. Like, I think I remember talking to the kids last week about just what's their favorite school lunch at school. So we had a big argument about the Uncrustables. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they soggy? What are they? Stuff like that. Like, where's the best bathroom on campus to go to the bathroom? It was just random stuff, but it starts a conversation. It keeps the kids entertained, and it gives them something to do and talk about outside of school and just in a relaxed environment, which is really cool for them. So definitely make sure that Twitch chat is active. I was always asking the chat, but then my players would answer me while I was asking the chat for some reason. But it made for a good conversation, and the people in the chat were enjoying it as well. So make sure to use your chat feature. Make sure to update them as they go and as they're talking. And if somebody does something in chat where like they say, hey, great play or something, make sure to acknowledge them and promote that feedback because kids love that. So make sure you're engaging with your viewers. And then my kids love doing this. I never made a single one of these. I don't even think I posed for any of these. Create fun emotes for the kids. They love doing that with their teachers. As you guys saw in that previous picture, we had a weird emoji of the calculus teacher and the history teacher. We found those. I think I found those off of like their Facebook pages, and my kids made them. But like if you make cool, funny emotes or something like that, the kids love it. And then it just adds to their stream and their experience and everything like that. So yeah, that's basically it as far as what I have. That's my contact information. If you guys have any questions, if you want to reach out for anything, you're more than welcome to. My email address is there. And then as we continue to grow our Twitch stream, you guys can also, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you can always raid channels. So if you guys want to follow us on Twitch, and we can raid you guys if you guys are doing a cool tournament at the same time. So that way we can share viewers together and get that esports community just up and running and boosted on Twitch and keep each other going. So that's all I've got. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to let me know. But thank you guys all for coming.
Thank you, Noah.
Yeah, no problem.
So the next breakout session start at 5:15. So we do have a few minutes if people have questions. I wanted to jump in. It's not Twitch related, but I did have the opportunity, my team and I, to go to Paloma Valley High School, Noah's school, just yesterday to give them an award, which included, by the way, an Xbox, a brand new Xbox and controller. But I was so impressed with the students, the scholars in that room. I shared during the opening session that I'd asked them, what they get out of being part of an esports club or team, and they literally, and Noah will back me up on this, it was all about family and friends community. But I also asked them, because there were several female students in the room, and sometimes that can be an issue. Not all clubs attract females into them. I asked what advice they had for other schools and other clubs to get more female players, and I thought their answers were interesting. The first one kind of being, we don't even think about it. They're just our friends. So, we have this common interest. And so as I talked a little more, it did become about, just people having a common interest. And so the kids who were in the club knew somebody not in the club who had interest in gaming, and they just reached out to them. It didn't matter to them, male or female. They just all made sure that they kept that community feeling, so that anybody who came into that room felt welcome.
Well, and that's the part, like, for me, it's like getting down, for my particular program, it's getting down to operations, like practice, or just like you've got 200 kids. Do some kids on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? How do you navigate that?
So of the 200 kids, I would say about 70 to 80 are actively playing in a season. As far as like club meetings and everything, we have our club meetings on Mondays, and obviously, like, not everybody can make it. A lot of kids actually have, like, band is a huge one. I'm sure you've noticed that. Band, color guard, and I also have a lot of football players this year that were like, oh, I really want to do it, but I'm in football, and everything like that. So normally we just do our club meetings on Monday. Whoever can make it, and then, like, I'll update anybody that wasn't able to. And then Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm here after school until about 5 o'clock, so it works out for me right now, especially. But basically, the kids all, luckily with HSEL, which is the company that we're going through with our season right now, they can queue, which means they, like, go into a matchmaking queue at either 4 p.m., 5 p.m., or 7 p.m. And most of the kids have PCs at home, so they can just stay at home and do it. So it's not too much of a burden. And then as far as, like, practices and stuff, this room's open, so anybody can come in and play whenever they want, until 5. But once it's 5 o'clock, I just, like, all right, let's get out of here. I want to go home. So yeah, that's how I mainly do it. I divide it up. Originally, I had it planned out to be like the first hour from like 3:15 to 4 was one team. Like, if it's Overwatch, okay, you guys have the computers for that amount of time. And then from 4 to 5, it would be, okay, Valorant, your turn. So you guys get the opportunity to use the computers and everything. But since most of the kids that play on PC have PCs at home already, they actually just prefer just going at home and playing from home. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I did see a couple of things in the chat. Fun story about, Brian brought this up from Vista Marietta. Yeah. So the way we actually got our PCs is we were selected through HSCL as 1 in 25 schools in the country. And they actually came out here and built us 6 gaming PCs. And then they donated them to the school afterwards, which is amazing. That was just the cherry on top of esports growing last year. We took it from Smash Brothers only to having over 8 titles with all of these kids in here. So you guys are more than welcome to as well. If you guys want to just come check us out, we're all in Riverside. I'm assuming most of us are in Riverside County or somewhere close by. You're more than welcome to just shoot me an email and come check out our room anytime you guys want. it's an amazing room, and I'm so thankful that we were able to do this and everything, and the principal is so supportive. So yeah, I've had Vista Marietta, I think, come out, and a coach from Modern Day came out too. So, and then I think other Marietta schools were interested in coming. So feel free to just shoot me an email if you guys want to come check it out. It was really cool.
It is really impressive to see. I mean, it's as Noah mentioned, it's nice having a principal there who allows for that dedicated space for esports.
Yeah. As far as recommendations for Twitch handles to use, I would just go with like what I did is I just did PVHS. I use underscores to make sure that it's spaced out and that you get the name you want. And I went just with PVHS underscore esports. You can also just look up like other esports title or esports Twitch handles and just add like decorations or just add numbers. You could add numbers as far as like PVHS esports 20, the year that you guys start your Twitch channel or something like that. The main thing with it is you just want to make sure that if somebody just doesn't know it, but they can search just like whatever school, search it and hopefully they can find it. The one thing with Twitch is that your Twitch stream or your channel will not pop up right away. And it's based on like the number of followers, which is kind of annoying because if you don't have that many followers to start, that's going to be harder for people to find you. But if you have that and then you send out the link to your students or to all students on campus, that will help as well. So whenever we stream Smash Bros, do we stream from a Switch? Yeah, so at home, I have my PC and then I have a capture card that's hooked up to my PC. So my Switch just plugs into the capture card and it feeds straight through. So you can just stream that straight through there and it works out really easily. You can get capture cards pretty cheap. I went with the more expensive one just to make sure it was more like get more longevity out of it. I got the Razer Ripsaw. It was like $150, but it lasts forever. And we don't stream that often here on campus because we just don't have that much PCs. But if we ever stream from home, we can always do that and use that stuff there. All right. Well, if you guys have any more questions or anything, feel free to stick around. Otherwise, thank you guys for coming. I don't want to keep you guys. I know it's been a long day already. I've been here since 7:45. I'm probably going to be here for another hour and a half. So have a good day. Thank you guys all for coming. And
Thank
hopefully
Nick,
hear from you soon.
No, a question for you real quick. Do you
Yeah.
recommend branching out to kind of all the social media platforms? I know this is focused on Twitch, but you have Instagram and Twitter posted on your slide. Is that an avenue you guys pursue? You mentioned your social media managers or coordinators. Is that a useful tool? I mean, I know social media, I know how it works, obviously, but do you find that that's hard to keep up all of those sources at once, or is that just something that you train those kids on how to do?
I'm gonna be honest, this year for me, I have 7 classes throughout the day, and then after school, like I don't really have that much time to do it. So our platforms haven't been as active. However, anytime like we win something, we normally will always post something on Twitter. It is definitely worth it, and it is very helpful to have that stuff. My thing is I try to pass the responsibility on to the students. So that way, if it's their club, they want to grow it. They want to be featured in a Twitch and a clip that we put up on Instagram or something. They got to give me the clip. Once you have that stuff and once you have that, it's super easy just to have that posted, just send it to a kid, say, hey, can you post this? And normally it's pretty easy. The other thing, especially Instagram, a lot of other clubs on campus will share like something for them for you to post on their behalf, and you can do the same thing. So like if you're having a Twitch stream coming up or whatever, club event, you're recruiting for a Smash tournament, something like that, you can send that to them and have them post it on their social medias where they might have the same following or bigger following probably. And then you guys can like work with each other there. So I would definitely say yes, it is extremely helpful to have all of those social medias. As far as YouTube versus Twitch, we use YouTube mainly for like highlights of the year. So like we take the clips, put them together, and just put that up as a YouTube upload, whereas Twitch is more like live streaming and stuff like that.
Awesome, thank you. I know there's a lot of stuff to digest here, and I know Twitch is the main one. I watch some gamers myself, and they're always on Twitch, and sometimes they'll also do YouTube. But I want to make sure that it's something that's common to reach out on all those social media platforms. With student data privacy and things like that, it's a lot to consider. And I do like the fact that you mentioned setting up the TFA with a link to use, so that if there's something that needs to be posted, I think that's a great tool. So thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Noah, for all your for the session. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
If you guys don't have any questions, our next session is at 5:15.
Got it.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.